Hello, Western Heights family and friends. Here's your Wednesday Minister Moment. Our God is a God of transformation. That word transform is defined as to make a thorough or dramatic change in the form, appearance, or character of something. In the beginning, God transformed nothingness into something when He created the heavens and the earth. In the Old Testament, there was a man named Joseph. When he was a boy, he was hated by his brothers, and he was abused by his brothers. And it got him into a lot of trouble, and he faced a lot of misery as a result of that. But God transformed his life from that misery into a situation where he became second in command in Egypt. And as a result of that transformation, Joseph had a great hand in saving countless people from famine, including his own family. And God led Joseph to actually have mercy and grace and forgiveness on his brothers for what they had done. The children of Israel in Exodus were slaves in Egypt, but God transformed their lives in such a way that they became free and became a great nation because of what God had done with them. In the New Testament, there were lowly fishermen and hated tax collectors and others who became followers of Jesus, and through that God transformed their lives to where they had a profound impact not only on people at that time but people that came later, where they became followers of Jesus because of these men and women who became followers of Jesus themselves. There was a man named Saul who hated Christians, who thought it was his purpose to punish Christians, to kill Christians because he thought that they were evil. But God worked in his life to change his heart. And the man that we knew as Saul became Paul, who also became a Christian. And through that, he wrote many books, many letters that we find in the New Testament. And his writings, his words, have had a lasting impact on people who were to follow. Others became followers of Jesus because of what Paul had done, because of the change in Paul's life, the way that he thought about things. You know, life is filled with changes. And often we try to make changes in our own lives, but many of those changes, as we seek happiness, are superficial changes. They're outward changes. In our effort to find happiness, that's what we do. We make these outward changes. It's kind of like landscape in our yard. Our house has got all of these issues, all of these problems, but we landscape the outside. We paint the outside of the house, and it looks good from the outside, but we don't take care of the structural problems. We don't take care of the other issues on the inside. And when we do that, it's not bad to do some of those things, to make some of those changes, but when we do that, all we're doing is putting Band-Aids on wounds that aren't going to heal that way. We haven't addressed the real issue, the real change that needs to take place. Paul says this in chapter 12 of Romans. He says, "And so, dear brothers and sisters, I plead with you to give your bodies to God because of all He has done for you. Let them be a living and holy sacrifice, the kind that He will find acceptable. This is truly the way to worship Him. Don't copy the behavior and the customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way that you think. Then you will learn and know God's will for you, which is good, pleasing, and perfect." Paul is saying our God is a God of transformation who wants to transform us, to change us. And God doesn't do that by changing us from the outside in. He wants to change us from the inside out. He wants to change the way that we think, the way that we process things. He wants to change our minds, and He wants to change our hearts. He wants to change us completely. In 2 Corinthians chapter 3, Paul also talks about how we should be transformed. We are being transformed by God's Spirit into the likeness of Jesus. And when that happens, it's a glorious thing. It's a good thing. That's what God wants for us. So what does He need to change in your life so that you can be more like Jesus? What is it? What do you think that God wants to renew, or what kind of thinking does He want to change in your mind? How does He need to change your heart? You may not know what God wants to change or how that change is going to take place. But I encourage you to continue to seek him. I encourage you to continue to look at his word, to listen to what he has to say to you in his word. I encourage you to continue to be open to his spirit as God tries to lead you in the way that he wants you to go, and as he tries to change your heart. And I encourage you to seek help from other Christians who, while they're not perfect and they know that they need to change as well, can go on that journey with you, because that journey is so much better when you do it with others rather than trying to do it alone. God wants to change our lives, transform our lives to be more like Jesus. And he wants to do that because he loves us, because we have been created in his image. He simply wants what's best for us. My encouragement to you is to be open to that. And I hope the changes that he makes in your life, that you'll realize how glorious it is. I hope this is an encouragement to you, and I hope you have a great day.